Namaste and welcome to our channel. A great philosopher of the world who is regarded as Lord Buddha, and we also know him as the light of Asia. He gave the message of truth, peace, humanity and equality. His teachings and sayings became the basis of Buddhism, one of the world's leading religions which are followed. We will recite you some of his sayings that will bring peace to your mind and positive changes in your life. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. The secret of health for both mind and body is not to mourn for the past, not to worry about the future, but to live the present moment wisely and earnestly. Every morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters the most. It is better to travel well than to arrive. No one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. Just as a snake sheds its skin, we must shed our past over and over again. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it outside. To insist on a spiritual practice that served you in the past, to carry the raft on your back after you have crossed the river. If you find no one to support you on this spiritual path, walk alone. Endurance is one of the most difficult disciplines, but it is to the one who endures that the final victory comes. When you realize how perfect everything is, you will tilt your head back and laugh at the sky. The foot fills the food when it fills the ground. True love is born from understanding. You, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. You only lose what you cling to. Radiate boundless love towards the entire world. Ambition is like love, impatient, both of delays and rivals. Love is the gift of one's innermost soul to another, so both can be whole. Hatred does not kiss by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. We are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think. When the mind is pure, joy follows like a shadow that never leaves. Whatever a monk keeps pursuing with his thinking and pondering, that becomes the inclination of his awareness. Nothing can harm you as much as your own thoughts unguarded. In the sky, there is no distinction of east and west. People create distinctions out of their own minds and then believe them to be true. Our life is shaped by our mind. We become what we think. Suffering follows an evil thought as the wheels of a cart follow the oxen that draws it. Remembering a wrong is like carrying a burden on the mind. Holding on to our anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. Chaos is inherent in all compound things. Strive on with diligence. If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. Thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. Hatred does not gaze through hatred at any time. Hatred gazes through love. This is an unalterable law. As rain falls equally on the just and the unjust, do not burden your heart with judgment, but rain your kindness equally on all. A generous heart, kind speech, and a life of service and compassion are the things which renew humanity. If we fail to look after others when they need help, who will look after us? Happiness comes when your work and words are of benefit to others. Give even if you have only a little. Life is so very difficult. How can we be anything but kind? Kindness should become the natural way of life, not the exception. Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. Whatever words we utter should be chosen with care, for people will hear them and be influenced by them for good or ill. The tongue is like a sharp knife, kills without drawing blood. If you propose to speak, always ask yourself, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Like a fine flower, beautiful to look at, but without scent, fine words are fruitless in a man who does not act in accordance with them. Even as a solid rock is unshaken by the wind, so are the wise unshaken by praise or blame. An idea that is developed and put into action is more important than the idea that exists only as an idea. Believe nothing, no matter what you read. Believe nothing, no matter where you read it, no matter who said it, unless it agrees with your own reason and your own common sense. If you do not change direction, you may end up where you are heading. Just as the great ocean has one taste, the taste of salt, so also this teaching and discipline has one taste, the taste of liberation. Long is the night to him who is awake, long is the mile to him who is tired, long is life to the foolish who do not know the true law. If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. Faithfulness is the best relationship. Health is the supreme gift. Contentment is the greatest wealth. Thank you for listening to us. Namaste and welcome to our channel. Whether it's peace of mind or peace on earth you're after, It all begins with making an effort to be calmer and present. That's why we rounded up some quotes that will help you know the importance of peace and the way to it. So let's begin. When you make peace with yourself, you make peace with the world. While conscience is our friend, all is at peace. However, once it is offended, farewell to a tranquil mind. Yes, we love peace, but we are not willing to take wounds for it, as we are for war. We can't shake hands with a clenched fist. You don't have to have fought in a war to love peace. Never be in a hurry. Do everything quietly and in a calm spirit. Do not lose your inner peace for anything whatsoever, even if your whole world seems upset. The life of inner peace, being harmonious and without stress, is the easiest type of existence. Do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. When things inside you change, things change around you. Peace can become a lens through which you see the world. Be it, live it, radiate it out. Peace is an inside job. Peace is liberty and tranquility. Every breath we take, every step we make can be filled with peace, joy, and serenity. Being relaxed, at peace with yourself, confident, emotionally neutral, loose, and free-floating. These are the keys to successful performance in almost everything. You should feel beautiful and you should feel safe. What you surround yourself with should bring you peace of mind and peace of spirit. Sometimes you can find peace of mind by transforming yourself to different situations. They are just reminder to stay calm. Don't search for anything except peace. Try to calm the mind. Everything else will come on its own. Let go of the thoughts that don't make you strong. It isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work at it. You will find peace not by trying to escape your problems, but by confronting them courageously. You will find peace not in denial, but in victory. Peace is a daily, a weekly, a monthly process, gradually changing opinions, slowly eroding old barriers, quietly building new structures. Peace brings with it so many positive emotions that it is worth aiming for in all circumstances. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Not one of us can rest, be happy, be at home, be at peace with ourselves until we end hatred and division. Do your little bit of good where you are. It's those little bites of good put together that overwhelm the world. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. It's so hard to forget pain, but it's even harder to remember sweetness. We have no scar to show happiness. We learn so little from peace. You cannot find peace by avoiding life. Nobody can hurt you without your permission. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. If everyone demanded peace instead of another television set, then there would be peace. When you do the right thing, you get the feeling of peace and serenity associated with it. The day the power of love overrules the love of power, the world will know peace. If someone thinks that peace and love are just a cliche that must have been left behind in the 60s, that's a problem. Peace and love are eternal. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Whenever you are confronted with an opponent, conquer him with love. Sometimes you have to pick the gun up to put the gun down. There comes a time in your life when you have to choose to turn the page, write another book, or simply close it. You can have peace or you can have freedom. Don't ever count on having both at once. Peace is always beautiful. Peace is more than the absence of war. Peace is a good harmony. It's not enough to win a war. It is more important to organize the peace. Learning to distance yourself from all the negativity is one of the greatest lessons to achieve inner peace. You find peace not by rearranging the circumstances of your life, but by realizing who you are at the deepest level. Until He extends the circle of His compassion to all living things, man will not himself find peace. Many people think excitement is happiness, but when you are excited, you are not peaceful. True happiness is based on peace. The practice of forgiveness is our most important contribution to the healing of the world. World peace must develop from inner peace. Peace is not just mere absence of violence. Peace is, I think, the manifestation of human compassion. There is peace even in the storm. Thank you for listening to us. Namaste and welcome to our channel. The deep quotes we are going to recite today will make you think in the new ways and change your perception towards life and help you bring positive changes in your life. So, let's get started. Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to reform or pause and reflect. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Don't settle and don't struggle. Conscience doth make cowards of us all. People do not lack strength, they lack will. What labels me negates me. Rest in reason, move in passion. You are what you do, not what you say you will do. To do two things at once is to do neither. The merit of all things lies in their difficulty. The prettiest eyes have cried the most. The kindest hearts have felt the most pains. Success is an iceberg. Just do your best and to hell the rest. Curiosity is gluttony, to see is to devour. Passion is born deaf and dumb. Close both eyes to see with the other eye. The deeper thought is, the taller it becomes. Of all lies, art is the least untrue. Every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. Never to suffer would never to have been blessed. The average man consume, the wise create. Be yourself, everyone else is already taken. Be regular and orderly in your life, so that you may be violent and original in your work. To pay attention, this is our endless and proper work. Don't handicap your children by making their lives easy. Your pain is the breaking of the seal that encloses your understanding. Time is a created thing. To say, I don't have time is like saying, I don't want to. Doubt is an uncomfortable condition, but certainty is a ridiculous one. Even if I knew that tomorrow the world would go to pieces, I would still plant my apple tree. What you deeply need is not stuff, comfort, or beauty. It's meaning. Maybe you are searching among the branches for what only appears in the roots. Most people would sooner die than think. He who is untrue to his own cause cannot command the respect of others. To dare is to lose one's footing momentarily. Not to dare is to lose oneself. I have never let my schooling interfere with my education. What matters isn't what a person has or doesn't have. It is what he or she is afraid of losing. If you have never eaten while crying, you don't know what life tastes like. We can see through others only when we can see through ourselves. Never make fun of someone who mispronounces a word. It means they learned it by reading. Genius is the recovery of childhood at will. Love is the foolishness of man and the wisdom of God. As long as I am breathing in my eyes, I'm just beginning. Sometimes you have to shut your eyes so you can see the real beauty. The wind howls, but the mountain remains still. To be truly positive in the eyes of some, you have to risk appearing negative in the eyes of others. God is a comedian playing to an audience too afraid to laugh. Take time like the river that never grows stale. Keep going and steady. No hurry, no rush. Thank you for listening to us. Namaste and welcome to our channel. Spirituality is a process of making ourselves beyond our body and mind. And it's all about exploring the inner dimensions of you for a happy and peaceful life. People these days are full of stress, anxiety, and other mental illness. To overcome this spiritual process is very useful, and it maintains mental well-being. It makes you relax and calm. You will experience this nature completely different. So, these spiritual codes will help you know about spirituality much deeper and help you bring peace of mind. Let's get started. Seek spiritual riches within. What you are is much greater than anyone or anything else you have ever yearned for. The spiritual journey is individual, highly personal. It can't be organized or regulated. It isn't true that everyone should follow one path. Listen to your own truth. The spiritual process is not about chanting a mantra or closing your eyes. The spiritual process is essentially about enhancing your perception. Prayer is the cure for a confused mind, a weary soul, and a broken heart. Being is enlightenment, becoming is ignorance. I will breathe, I will think of solutions. I will not let my worry control me. I will not let my stress break me. I will simply breathe, and it will be okay because I don't quit. Meditation is not a way of making your mind quiet. It is a way of entering into the quiet that is already there. When a person responds to the joy and sorrows of others as if they were his own, he has attained the highest state of spiritual union. Ego says, once everything falls into place, I'll feel peace. Spirit says, find your peace, and then everything will fall into place. The spiritual life does not remove us from the world, but leads us deeper into it. The way to liberation or freedom or perfect happiness and peace is through perfect purity of mind and heart. You must find a place inside yourself where nothing is impossible. Meditation makes you capable of being alone and joyous, with no need of the other, and love makes you capable of sharing your joy with others. Meditation is inner, love is outer. In today's rush, we all think too much, seek too much, want too much, and forget about the joy of just being. If you want to fly, give up everything that weighs you down. There are 3 gates to the self-destructive hell: lust, anger, and greed. Renounce these 3. The mind is a powerful instrument. Every thought, every emotion that you create changes the very chemistry of your body. Do not try to be best, just do your best. He who finds joy within himself discovers that his body is charged with electric current, life energy, not from food but from God. Be, don't try to become. The real question is not whether life exists after death. The real question is whether you are alive before death. Find ecstasy within yourself. It is not out there. It is in your innermost flowering. The one you are looking for is you. Once you realize that the way you exist right now is not enough, that there is something more, your spiritual process has already begun. The spiritual life does not remove us from the world, but leads us deeper into it. Take care of your inner spiritual beauty that will reflect in your face. Be mindful of your self-talk. It's a conversation with the universe. The ego seeks to divide and separate. Spirit seeks to unify and heal. The cure for pain is in the pain. Worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles. It takes away today's peace. If you dissolve your personality, your presence becomes very powerful. This is the essence of spiritual sadhana. A materialistic person is ruthless with other people, but kind to himself. A spiritual person is ruthless with himself, but kind to everyone else. Let my soul smile through my heart, and my heart smile through my eyes, that I may scatter rich smiles in sad hearts. If you do not mess your mind, you will naturally be joyful. Negative energies can't touch you if you are in a state of meditativeness. Once your life is an expression of your blissfulness, you will not be in the conflict with anyone. Destiny is what you create for yourself. Fate is when you fail to create your own destiny. Don't be dead serious about your life. It's just a play. Just as a candle cannot burn without fire, man cannot live without a spiritual life. You cannot always control what goes on outside, but you can always control what goes on inside. Create a life that feels good on the inside, not just one that looks good on the outside. There is nothing more important than this moment. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. Always say yes to the present moment. Surrender to what is. Say yes to life and see how life starts suddenly working for you rather than against you. Take time to do what makes your soul happy. You are not in the universe, you are the universe. Listen to the wind, it talks. Listen to the silence, it speaks. Listen to your heart, it knows. Quiet the mind and the soul will speak. Man has two great spiritual needs. One is for forgiveness, the other is for goodness. Close your eyes in order to see. Fools laugh at others, wisdom laughs at itself. Unless you are totally destroyed as a mind, there is no hope for you. Thank you for listening to us.